Hello, sorry for the noise in the background. We have a dehumidifier running, even though the tank itself is supposed to be kept humid, but the basement isn't. So it's a little counterproductive and a little noisy. But I wanted to show you guys my new pets. I know my hand is really unsteady, I'm so sorry. This here is Digby, and we don't know whether or not they're male or female, simply because they're not old enough. He's hanging out under a pothos plant. And you can't really see him very well from this angle because the glass is a little dirty. As you can see, he's just kind of your regular green Pacman frog. He's got a little bit of like almost like a light line around his spots, mostly like if you see in the upper right hand corner. And he's kind of just burying himself right now. And he wants to be in the shade because he doesn't want to be in the daylight. I have a UVB light that imitates daylight, so this is his little hidey hole. There's his water dish, and then I have a partition here because this is where Gumbo lives. Oh my gosh, my shaky hand, I'm so sorry. I'm moving something so I can move my tablet here. Oh my gosh, knocking things over! Alright, so this is Gumbo, and Gumbo is kind of a green tan. As you can see, he's got some green coloration and some tan around like his eyes, his feet. But the coolest part is that he's got that green stripe down his back near his butt, and he's just it's funny because, you know, you don't think that Pacman frogs would exactly have like different personalities, but they do. And the humidity is a little bit lower than what I wanted it to be, but it's been going up. It's supposed to be between like 60 and 70. Temperature's 80 degrees, which is perfectly fine for them. So he's just chilling in his water dish for now. And Digby's digging. And that was completely unintentional, too, to call him Digby. Just because he digs, but he does that a lot more often than Gumbo. But, Gumbo eats a lot more. Gumbo's a lot more feisty. And, meanwhile, Digby's kind of a little more laid back and not as hungry all the time. Like, at night, Gumbo will be the one that, oh, he just moved again. Gumbo will be the one that is hopping around and jumping at the glass, trying to climb everywhere and explore. And meanwhile, Digby's the one digging and kind of rejecting his food, and he has eaten since I got him, but he's not as food crazy as Gumbo is. He would rather relax and bury himself and just kind of chill. That's what he's doing right now. But, I don't know. Oh, hi! You jumped out. I don't really know what I'm going to be doing with this tank, because I know that the coconut fiber is just a pain in the butt to manage. Because it gets everywhere. I mean, it's all over the tank walls, and it's just being a complete bitch, to be honest. And I've heard a lot of people say good things about either the Japanese method, which is to use a charcoal-based gravel that's small enough that they won't exactly ingest it. But, of course, it's recommended to feed them outside of their enclosure so they don't eat any substrate. So that's kind of like the thing I practice with them. I don't feed them in the enclosure itself. I feed them outside. And, like the Japanese method, they can bury in it, and, the nice part about the charcoal gravel is that you can rinse it out. Let's see if I can get this to focus. Come on, focus on my Digby. Oh, no, Gumbo, derp. There's Gumbo. But yeah, I think I might go with that method, but a lot of people are also saying that if you get polyurethane foam... Oh, he's got some dirt in his eye. See, this is also why I don't like this. Because look, he's blinking, he's trying to get it out of his eye, he can't. It's sitting on top of his eye. He's kind of unhappy with that. It's just eyes sticking out. But a lot of people are saying that if you use polyurethane foam that's untreated by a fire retardant, which is basically chemicals to make it inflammable, they can actually sit on that, and you can cut kind of like a little hole in it so that way they can pretend to bury themselves in it. And the nice part is if they pee, it sinks down to the bottom. You can clean the foam whenever you want. Just put it in the sink and rinse it. Oh, look! Got a froggy butt. Oh, he's burying himself too. You can definitely see that green stripe now. Really well. And, back to the foam. The pee will sink to the bottom. It retains the moisture really well, and, also, the nice part is, if they poop, it poops right on top of it. You just pick it up and throw it away. So I don't know if I'm going to use the foam or not. I don't know. I'm just not so happy with the coconut fiber. A lot of people like the naturalistic look, but, it's a pain in the ass. It really is to manage. And, you know, I've only had them since Friday, so today's Monday. So, really not long, and I'm already just getting very annoyed with the coconut fiber. It just gets everywhere, and it's all over them, and then they get in their water, and I have to change the water like twice a day because it's just full of coconut fiber. Digby's almost completely under. He's so funny. Well, anyway, those are my little dudes refocusing here. And, oh, I forgot, I got a heat mat on the back because I wasn't able to maintain the right temperature. And yet that partition is actually a cutting board. An old plastic cutting board that has a lot of knife marks on it. So it got repurposed. So, yep. I think I'm gonna have to mist the tank again, try to get that humidity back up. So that's what's next after I finish this video. And there goes Gumbo. He's burying himself. Alright, everybody. Hopefully I'll have more videos later as they grow bigger. Or maybe I'll have like a feeding video up or something. Anyway, take care, everyone. Until next time.